Welcome to what many call the original Death Valley, Clemson, South Carolina, where the crowd is rocking in anticipation of the showdown we have in store. Today, a couple of squads here to square off in a Big 12 showdown. As we'll see, the Oregon State Beavers taking on the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started.
Basketball.
Clemson will kick off to get us underway. And he's going to try to return this one. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So Oregon State's offense takes the field to start this game off. And here's the man they rally around, and he has earned that type of respect, David.
You dang right. You earn it by doing it, and he's done it at such a high level. Everyone believes in this young man, and Palmer, there's a reason why.
You're right, David. He's been in the big moment.
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. If you plan to deal with the Tigers, you better be able to handle their defensive front. They have a whole legacy of this dating back to the fridge, William Perry.
Big old legacy, and it seems like every year they rotate so many guys that are so highly recruited, so good. Just great players. They're always big and strong and fast and physical, and they get after your quarterback.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. They'll go back to the ground. Smashes through. He powers his way ahead, gets 3, but they're still looking at 4th and 2. The one thing that can derail this offense, a bunch of 3-and-outs. They won't do that here, but they might go 4-and-out if they don't convert. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down. Do you think that was a straight go, or they just sort of went with gut feel as to whether the defense was going to relax on that 4th and 1?
I don't know, but I know this. As a coach, I'm not giving a lot of freedom for gut will on the own side of the field if we're going to go for it on 4th down. I think they probably understood. Listen, it's 4th and 1. I like our chances to get 1 yard, and they went for it, and by the way, they got it.
Fires to the big fella. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
Just a short pass to the tight end. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a 1st down. The Beavers are moving quickly down the field. They're going back to the ground. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job by the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
From the shotgun, they'll run it. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
You just got to wonder, too, guys, if the crowd didn't impact the offense. They're playing on the road on the first 3rd down of this football game. Incomplete. The idea here, I think, just punt it away and see if you can regroup, because this environment is hostile.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Fires to the wideout. And it's knocked away. They'll give up the ball, failing to convert on 4th. So the Clemson Tigers offense will go to work for the first time. When a guy gets off the ball as quickly as he does, you know he's going to be breathing down your neck, and you got to get rid of it, Jesse.
This quarterback's good, but he better have a clock going off in his head. He knows he's not going to have a lot of time to get rid of the football. That's a big matchup in this game.
Well, and that's what I love about this guy, because he affects the quarter.
Afterburner's coming. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. Clemson is quick to the line. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Trying to find his man on first down. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. This offense has a second down play. The give to the tailback. Shakes off the tackle. Dropped after a pickup of 4 down to the 16. And that last run leaves him with a third down. Will they keep it on the ground? From the gun, wants to pass. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Wants to go up top. Slides away. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Unsuccessful second down, and now I'm immediately thinking, I got to try to have success on third down.
Coming after him. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. And this one ought to be nice and easy, a 22-yard attempt. Never a doubt. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. The coach has to be happy with that.
Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. Both of these defenses a little bend, but not breaking in clutch situations, David.
It's always exciting when you can go for it on fourth down and you know your defense will make a stand. They held them to a field goal, Jesse. It's a pretty good job by that defense.
It is. So if I'm this coaching staff, don't deviate from the game plan here. Go back to doing what you want to do and get established in this game.
Looking to throw on second down. Going to try to pop one on the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
You know, that's one as a quarterback. When you see all those defenders around your intended target like that, just throw it in the ground and throw it. I mean, that's a completion that loses yards. You're just hurting.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. The Beavers come to the line in the hurry-up. On fourth down, looking to pass. He lets one fly deep. And it's incomplete, and this defense makes a fourth down stop. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Well, this drive probably won't help them pile up yards, but they could get points quickly, starting it with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. The offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all. He'll return it. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The offense lining up for a first down play. Looking to move it through the air. Finds the tight end.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
And how
nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down. And the Beavers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on first down. Finds his tight end. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. And the entire playbook is wide open on second and short like this. Powers through the defender. Makes a stop at the 49. Give him 5 yards on the play and a first down.
Well, there we go. We finally see some life in this offense running the football. Nice game to pick up the first down. Got to get more of that going moving forward because they have not run it.
They're trying to get to it. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And we might as well state the obvious. First and second down didn't work out. Third and very long. Trying to get to it. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. I know you want to keep the ball away from the other offense, but going for it inside your own 40? Looking to take a shot. Oh, what a grab by the defense. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Rain, sleet, snow, sun shining. I don't care. I get interceptions. Give me that rock.
Handoff from the gun. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. That linebacker saw the express lane right to the ball carrier.
And a great job by the defensive line, getting some push, making them use their resources on him. Linebacker comes free, Bloomer making the backfield.
Hit the gas, kid, wide open ahead. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Has the lead. Man, that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. First down to start the drive after the break. And the throw down the gut falls to the grass.
And there's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out in the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, oh, I got to get my feet set. Make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on. And I think that you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
And how about the aggressiveness of this defense? I love this. Don't let him get to the sideline. Kept the ball in the middle of the field. Went after the quarterback right away like some missiles and got him on the ground.
Quarterback now breaking the field. And he tried to make something happen with his feet, but they stopped him short, and it'll bring up a fourth down. They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. One drive is already ended with a field goal. They'll try to do it again, this time a rather long one from 46 yards out. After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. He's looking to throw it. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Right on target this time. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
They have it at the 43, third and short, trying to avoid making a decision on fourth down. They'll try to get the first through the air. Quickly out to the tight end. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Hard running there. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create 2nd and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. On 3rd and short, they'll ride the running back here. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here. Maybe a little long for a field goal, definitely too short to punt. Not much of a choice. That's the sticks.
There's 11 guys on offense there, locked in and playing together. That was a critical 4th down in their opponent's territory. Everybody did an outstanding job of executing, and now they get to stay on the field.
Fakes his man out.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
Feeling some heat. He's got his man. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Beavers have it with a 1st and 10. Wide out in motion. To the air, it's Coffee. Getting some heat. Makes the grab over the middle. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. The throw. It's complete. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10.
One of the things that makes this quarterback so dangerous is how accurate he can be when he's on the run. And he's a guy that's looking to throw. He's not looking to take off himself. Showed you that accuracy on that play to get the first.
Pushes ahead for 2 to the 7-yard line. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Gets rid of it. He caught it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Oregon State.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one.
Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
Got his man on the right. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. The Tigers want to move quickly. Defense in press coverage. The give. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up, you can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
On second down, just keeps firing. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got it set up on the outside. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Lots of good stuff on that play. You slow down the rush, you get a completion, and you move the chains.
And most importantly, you're right. You don't force a short yardage situation that you have to get. Nice job. Invite that rush up the field. Take advantage of the aggressiveness of the defense. Make the catch, make the run, get the first down.
They're going to throw it again. Pocket starts to collapse. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. They're looking at a third down and short from the 33. They'll try to get it through the air. And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on third down. Fourth down coming up. And here comes the field goal unit. This kicker has already made a couple today. Oh, and the attempt is no good. Guys, still a 6-point game, but a missed opportunity. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Polly.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
Looking downfield, it's Coffee. Quickly to the tight end. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Quick strike complete. Oh, that move is going to leave them dizzy.
Yeah, when you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, the receiver's got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Way to get the first down.
Trying to escape and get it himself. He goes out of bounds after a solid gain on the play.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy. Because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want him to be physical.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Trying to pick up a first down.
Get the quarterback off his spot. Make him flush from the pocket. Put a good hit on him. Check, check, check. You want to do everything you can to make the QB uncomfortable. The defense did all three of those on this play and finished it off with a nice lick, nice physical play on the quarterback.
And the Beavers have it with a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Good job on defense, getting a hand on it, tipping it up in the air. They weren't able to pick it off, but they do force the incompletion.
The incompletion brings us to 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Trying to make magic with his feet. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. The lost yardage leaves them with 2nd and 11. To the air, it's Coffee. They're bringing heat. He's got his man. He'll get it all the way down to the 8-yard line, and the defense is feeling the heat.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down. This crowd busting the decibel meter and trying to will a fourth down stop. They'll try to pick up the first. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense first and goal from the 7. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And guys, how much better does it feel if you go to that locker room with a lead? They have a chance to do it here. Snapped it in the shotgun. Lets it fly. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Beavers!
This quarterback really does a nice job seeing the field and reading coverage. And when you go empty and you spread the defense out, it's easier to see what the defense is doing.
My philosophy on going for 2 is only when you have to. Looking to throw. Spits it out to the back. And good coverage and better hands by the defender to knock it down in the end zone. So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They'll leave it with the lone back. At the 35, he's open. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. After a big gainer on that first play, now they can really go for it on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
Listen, end of the first half, that's exactly what you want to do. You don't care about the incompletion. You're chucking that thing up, trying to make a big play, trying to get the Hail Mary.
Pressure coming. Blasted as he lets it go. And it's picked off. They stripped it out. He picks it up, still on his feet. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, yeoman's work so far in Death Valley, and welcome into the halftime report. It's been very evenly played through 2 quarters. Both teams have been physical. Both teams have battled there in the trenches. Neither has been perfect, but they're both right there in this game. And it's kind of the calm before the storm. Each side sort of licking their wounds right now, but expect another fight in a phone booth in this second half.
The Beavers will kick it away to start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's
got a lot of running room. Inside the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Clemson. They take the lead with the 6. Did not take long to get into the end zone. Now let's see if this gets this offense to hit overdrive.
Now, we may have a situation here. We might have points, and more points. You keep putting drives together like that quickly, tune up that much yardage, defenses are going to have to get something figured out.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right there.
Wants to throw on first down. Coming after it. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I'll tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. The biggest key there is the quarterback understanding that A, it's zone, but B, what kind of zone is it? Is it one high safety? Is it two high safeties? And then you know instinctively where your best throw, where your highest percentage completion is based on what type of zone coverage it's going to be.
He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Finds his target down the middle. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down.
Hey, QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
Bulls his way forward. Some belief in that running game as they pick up 5 to the 35-yard line.
And as an offensive coordinator, you don't need the perfect play with this guy as your running back. He's going to make the play perfect for you because he makes everybody miss. Spin moves, hurdles, stiff arms, speed, whatever it takes to move the sticks and score touchdowns.
Back to throw, it's Coffee. Fires to the big fella. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. The Beavers come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to go up top on first down. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. The offense somehow fell on it, and they'll retain possession.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep two hands on the ball as well. They're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
He's going to pass on second down. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Didn't get a chance to show off those running skills, but he gives them the ball at the 29-yard line.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down. Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. He went with the running game on first down, now back at it. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. With the catch, it's Cole. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down. Just nosing into enemy territory at the 49. It's 1st and 10. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical, they wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Really nice stop there from this senior leader. They have work in front of them on 3rd and short from the 42. The corners are walked up tight. Running back goes in motion. They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. Makes the grab. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. They'll throw it from the red zone. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets shuts him down at the 23.
How about this defense coming out aggressive on first down? They're in the red zone. They're like, no, we're going to take the fight to you. Now setting up a second down and long and putting them in a great position to be successful.
Wants to fire on second down. Working the middle, it's complete. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Moving away from pressure. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
These third downs, man, they're critical down in distances. When you have mobile quarterbacks, it's just so great to know that, one, they can get it throwing it for your offense, but two, if it's not there, they can...
Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. That dude's really big. How in the world did they lose him?
Because down here he does a lot of blocking and you play a lot of man coverage in the red zone. And what do? Peek in the backfield and you lose the big. I don't know how he lost that big of a guy, but he lost him.
From inside the 10, here he comes. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is in...
Going deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
He looks that one in nicely. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. And the Beavers are rolling down the field. Wide receiver shows motion. He'll come out throwing on first down. Trying to beat the D deep. And the DB forcing the incomplete pass with the deflection.
Man, that's a couple bad throws. Last possession obviously ends in an interception by this quarterback, and now you throw another one, in harm's way. You got to make sure you're throwing to the open guy. Make sure you're taking care of that football. We can't have more turnovers.
Nice job by the quarterback, pre-snap and post-snap. He knew the defense was going to be playing zone coverage, and there was no doubt in his mind where he was going with that football.
Ball at the 38. The defense will try to get a stop on third and short. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up.
Yeah, and third and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
Here we go with the run on fourth down.
Yeah, at this point of the drive, fourth down and inches in your opponent's territory, you're trying to get into field goal range. You're just going to run the football. You're going to try to be more physical at the line of scrimmage. They were right there.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll throw it on first down. It's complete on the right side. They bring him down. He's got a first down, but that might be the final play of the third quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. And they are starting to pull away as we come to the end of the third quarter. Let's take a look at how we got here. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. Motion from the offense. Going up top on first down. Get it out on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. The Beavers will line it up on 1st and 10. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. They'll put the tight end in motion. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Oregon State. So they get that score that they so desperately needed, and now they've got a chance to pull this one out.
Defense has got to give them a chance. The defense needs to get the ball back to them quickly so they can march down the field and try and score and narrow the gap again. This offense, they have the playmakers to come back and win this football game. They're going to need some help from the defense.
And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
He's back to throw on 2nd down. Pulls it in. Pick up a 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And they're able to get a 3rd down stop here. See if they go for it on 4th. Clemson will send the punt team out. Finally sending out a punter in this one. Got to make sure they earn their letter. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Back to pass, it's Coffee. They're trying to get to it. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield, and you saw that right there.
On target over the middle. And he goes down right there, but a solid pickup, and it'll be a 1st down.
Great job by the quarterback throwing against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy, and then throwing him open.
He gets it across the 25 to the 24, give him 5 on the carry.
How about that play by the speed back? We hear about speed backs, and he's not the guy that runs in between the tackles. But let me tell you something. When you're trying to catch a guy like that and you're running full speed with everything you have, a lot of times you're just trying to get him to the ground, and you're not trying to put a good shot on him, and then all of a sudden they're breaking tackles. Great job by that young man.
Well, that receiver, he knew he had to get his head turned around quickly. He's running the curl route against zone coverage, but he knows his quarterback is going to be firing that ball into him. It's a rocket pass. He's able to make the catch and get the 1st.
They'll try the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Back to throw, it's Coffee. Trying to get to it. Headed to the end zone. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. First and 10 from inside their own 5. You got to take care of the ball, but there is room to take a shot here. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Some tough running there to create a little space and get it out to the 10.
Late in football games, I have a plan. I want to run the football. I want to put my quarterback in great situations if I do throw it. Low risk, keep that clock moving, get a few first downs. And if I get a few first downs with that clock moving, I get the W and get out of here.
This is as big a play as we've had in this game. 3rd down and 3. Wide receiver now comes in motion. They're going to try to throw for it on 3rd down. Fires to the tight end. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
They'll leave it with him. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. You've got to believe they just want to run it, take care of the football, and keep that clock moving on 2nd and 9. Feeling some heat. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. They go to the ground. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He gets it away from his own end zone. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive, knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those 4th down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession for you.
They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. Looking at a 2nd and short now. He finds his man. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
These wide receivers are so athletic out wide now. You're so worried about getting beat deep. And these slant routes, they can be a good changeup. I mean, just a couple steps, stick your foot in the ground, come inside. It might not be huge.
Lets it fly deep downfield. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down coming.
It's been tough for this QB in this one. Very small windows to throw into, and he's been under some duress as well. It's hard to find a rhythm as a QB in those types of situations, and that's why it appears as though his team's going to be leaving here with an out.
Looking to pass. It's Coffee. Flushed out of the pocket. Just gets rid of it before the heat. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And guys, if they can make their way into the end zone, we'll have a tie game in the 4th, and the stage will be set for a great finish. Looking to throw it again. He's got it. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for second down. He's looking to throw. Touchdown, Beavers! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Man, great execution. That is how it's done late in the football game now. All you need is that extra point. Bring the kicker out there. This is what you do. Just like practice, knock it through the uprights, tie this football game, and we might be looking at overtime soon.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Ole Miss dazzled in just about every phase of the game. And for a program that's turned out elite receivers from DK Metcalf to A.J. Brown, I think we may have seen the next great one emerge today. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. We've got a timeout on the field, and we are set up for a terrific finish. Second down now after the sack. From the gun, running back on the move. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
And I know it's not a first down, but I still like the way they ran the football here. Just try to make the next third down manageable. Try to get it where it's not as predictable. I think the offense did a really good job being smart there, taking what the defense gave them.
And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker. 4 quarters, not enough to settle this one. We're headed to overtime.
And these teams have played so well, back and forth, evenly contested game. How about a little free football, Jesse?
Yeah, I love this, David. Free football and finding out which of these two teams is the most mature. Who can settle down now with the game on the line and make the big play?
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime. And just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, David.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, in the second overtime and 2-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational-type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
Clemson ready to go back to work with another first down. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Oh, what a move!
Well, it took everything on defense to just get that guy down on the 1-yard line. He is a monster, man.
And if this offense, Jess, is going to keep doing that, you better bring in reinforcements on that defensive line. Get some big boys, because they're about to punch this thing in the end zone.
Touchdown, Tigers! And they grab the lead here in overtime. This extra point would give them a 7-point lead in OT. That's his 3rd touchdown pass of the day. The defense has no clue how to respond right now.
No, and the defense has had absolutely no answer. He's been on the money. He's been on fire, making the right decisions and just carving this defense up.
They know what's in front of them. They have to answer that score with a touchdown. Looking for room. It's Cook. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
Baird is trying to bash it forward. He got a couple. It's down at the 11. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Wants to throw. It's Coffee. Getting some heat. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 4-down territory in overtime, and they need to pick up a 3rd and long here. On 3rd down, he drops the throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Another sack.
Offense, you got to do a better job. There's got to be more sense of urgency protecting your backup quarterback. You've already lost your starter due to injury. Now that the backup's in, you know you're going to have to hold on for just that split second longer, and they weren't able to do it there.
He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. It's incomplete, and that's going to do it. A 4th down stop seals it in overtime. This is one of the best games we've called this